How was it?
Good prep day. I thought attention from the meetings to here, as far as the initial part of the game plan was really good. We kind of divided up the times to where we went to service teams, and I was able to see both. And thought the things that I heard throughout the day today in the meetings carried over pretty well in practice. So I was pretty pleased.
Hugh, how's the offensive line come along?
Good. I think we're getting better.
Yeah.
We can sit here and say it's good, but the first few games will really be an indicator as to where we are. But I certainly feel better this time this year than I did last year. I think we're a little deeper, not as deep as I'd like to be, but a little deeper. And I think some of the guys that have played for 2 years in our system now are understanding things better.
I know you were talking about the depth that this signing class you hope will provide. Are you seeing that in special teams? I mean, we see it in the 2 deep, but are you seeing it on those kick coverage units?
Yeah, it's hard to tell yet. They're on them.
Yeah.
We're going to find out how well they do. I hope Ritter and Campbell make our special teams better too. You got 2 seniors there that have been through some of the battles, so I hope they make us better. But we certainly have got to improve our coverage units, and hopefully some of the younger kids can perform and do that for us.
How much of a benefit is it to have 22, 23-year-old guys playing both tackle spots?
I think that's a very good point. It's very valuable at any spot. I think when you finally have arrived is when you can look at your depth chart and see some of those 22, 23-year-old guys that are playing positions, tackle being one of them, of course. And that's not near enough across our depth chart, but I do think those guys have been through the battles. They understand how to work, understand how to prepare, and hopefully that can translate to some of those younger guys.
What are you seeing from Jalen Walton this camp, and maybe even as opposed to last year at this
Solid, much more mature, handles the workload better. Last year at this time, we would not trust him to be in there on any kind of pass protection situations because he just probably didn't understand all the complicated blitzes that we see in this league. But I think he's much further along now. I mean, he's still who he is, and again, we have to be smart as to what we ask him to do. But I think he's had a solid camp.
Have y'all introduced much Vanderbilt yet?
Well, we had 1 period yesterday, and then we had about 5 periods today. So yeah, it's on its way.
How about Tavius Mathers doing?
He's out of the boot. He did some running inside today and in the pool today, so I think he's on his way. It's still I can't say exactly what day it'll be, but we expect him to be ready to go next week.
Saw Joseph Bell off to the side. What's his status?
I hadn't seen that. I don't know. No one told me a word about that, so I'll ask and find out. But I hadn't heard that one.
Are you guys real comfortable yet in having your rotations down?
No, I don't. I think it'll probably be 3 games before we understand exactly what that will be. But
closer?
Yeah, we're closer. But I want to get all these kids a look under the lights and against an opponent other than ourselves. So I don't. The negative thing about opening up with a conference game is your travel squad is not that 85 that you would take to a non-conference. You got to take 70, and I'm not sure. We're not as in bad shape as some because we're not at full scholarship strength yet. But I wish we could take a few more than what we're going to be able to take.
When you start introducing the game plan, is that a new level of understanding for the freshmen that they have to adapt to?
I think and hope that it makes things simpler for them.
Yeah.
And it slows things down a bit in their mind because we don't carry every single thing into every game plan. So hopefully if they're able to work it, yesterday portion and then from this point on, we're hopefully giving them enough reps as to what we want to carry that they're very confident in what they're doing.